what do we not already know about the Battlefield series in recent years, other than it's been a little bit problematic and a little bit of a bumpy start for the likes of new iterations of the franchise. Battlefield 4 was horrendously bad when it came to bugs, network problems and all that when it first came out. Battlefield Hardline was due to be released in 2014 and it was delayed until March of 2015. The game has actually went through 2 betas, and I was actually able to catch up and play the second beta that came out, and that's what I'm going to be covering in this review. I'm going to basically give my opinions on what changes they've made, what changes they haven't made, what has remained the same, what have they upgraded, what new game modes are there, and basically what they've done differently from Battlefield 4. Is it a good step in the right direction, or is it a bit of a step backwards? We'll have a look and see. I'm not going to go in too much analysis or too much depth, because I don't think there's really that much to cover from that standpoint, because it's Battlefield, it's only a beta, and we kind of know what to expect from the series in regards to game modes and gameplay. So I'll cover as much as I can, but I don't expect this review will be very long. So here we go. Hello, this is Bhoy talking here, and welcome to IMPROV Review. So I'm going to be covering Battlefield Hardline, and so what changes have they made? What game modes have they added? What have they done different to what they had done in Battlefield 4? Long story short, not that much. They've done a few bits and bobs here and there. They've added 2 new game modes, 5 new game modes, but only 2 are available in the beta. They added Heist and Hotwire mode, as well as the traditional Conquest mode. So I'm going to be I'll cover Hotwire first. Hotwire is basically like Conquest mode, but a little bit different. Instead of capturing flags, you're capturing and maintaining the control of various vehicles in the map. What difference does that make? I'm not sure. I'm not really into the driving aspect of the Battlefield games, which is probably crazy from anyone's point of view. But no, I didn't really like the driving aspect of it. I don't like driving a car I much prefer the on the ground shoot everybody type of aspect of the game. But so I didn't really play that much of Hotwire mode. The team that I was playing in at the time was a little bit too good for the other team, so I think it was a bit of a one-sided game mode. Basically, Conquest mode with cars instead of flags. Now, Heist mode is a new game mode that they added. Now, on paper, it sounds like this brand new game mode that they've added to the game, but see, when you think about it, I think to go with the theme of the game, they had to call it Heist. But if you were to play this game mode in any other shooting game, it would be called Capture the Flag, because that's essentially what it is, with a little bit of a cops and robbers twist to it. So it's basically Capture the Flag, but with cops and robbers. Now, the game mode that I played the most, and the game mode that I have always enjoyed from the Battlefield series, has been the Conquest mode. Nothing to expect other than what's to be expected, basically. So there's nothing new in the Conquest mode. The only one thing I did notice was that it's only a little thing. If you actually look around the map area of where the flag is, so if you look at the radar when you're capturing a flag, once you've captured that flag, or once the flag is captured by somebody else, there is actually a perimeter that goes around the flag, so that's the area you've got to be in to capture the flag. So it's kind of handy that they have that perimeter area around it, but at the same time it makes enemies more aware of where you might be when you're capturing the flag. I'm going to cut to the part with the interface, the way you change your weapons and the inventory screen. What's different there? Nothing much. It's pretty much the same as Battlefield 4. There's only one twist. Instead of earning upgrades for your guns, you now have to earn money within the game to buy upgrades. So it's kind of like what you would get in Black Ops. On Call of Duty Black Ops and Black Ops 2, you had to earn money to get your upgrades for your weapons. So they've kind of borrowed that from the Call of Duty franchise, and I don't find it a very welcome one, because I don't like earning money to earn certain upgrades. I like to earn my upgrades as I go on and pick whatever one I want at the end of it. It feels kind of limited, but that's just how I see it. It's probably different for other people, but each to their own. From a graphical standpoint, the game hasn't changed that much. If anything, it's a little bit of a step back from Battlefield 4's graphics. What I mean by that is the lighting effects that we're seeing in Battlefield 4 were amazing. I absolutely loved the shine of the guns and all that. See, I look for things like that. I like things like that. There's not very much in the way of texture detail, and again, you can't really put the whole blame on Battlefield Hardline entirely, because you're only playing one level on Conquest mode, and it's just a big desert. When you go into the heist game mode and the level there, which is a big bank, the graphics do seem to show a little bit better, but again, it feels a little bit too much like a lesser Battlefield 4 from a graphical standpoint. So in regards to graphics, it's not a major improvement, but it's not a major downgrade either. The graphics are fine. It's just with the likes of next gen and current gen, you would expect, like, I think games these days don't exactly make a massive leap from previous gen to next gen other than resolution. So, but that's a different argument for a different day. But so from a graphical standpoint, it's a bit of a step back, but not a massive leap forward. So I found the gameplay wise, I found it a little bit easier than Battlefield 4. I don't know why that is. I have no idea why I found it easier. I just found that sometimes I've never taken down an enemy chopper, enemy helicopter in any previous Battlefield game, to my knowledge. The most I've done is taken out an enemy chopper, but it gets damaged and it flies off, and I'll never be able to get it again. I'm not really good for that. But in this game, I managed to, maybe it was pure luck, but I managed to throw a grenade at a chopper that was about to take off, and the whole thing blew up, and everyone exploded and died round about it, and it was pure bliss, because I never do things like that in Battlefield. So the first time I played Battlefield Hardline, the beta, I felt like I was on a killing streak already. The dynamic changes while you play the game hasn't changed either. That still remains. So with the likes of Dust Bowl on Conquest mode, there's a sandstorm that appears every now and then, and it changes the whole dynamic of the game entirely. The whole area, the whole map gets covered in sand dust. It's very difficult to see. If you're a sniper, it's heartbreaking. You've basically got to either wait it out, have a lot of patience, or try your best to hide somewhere, or just try your luck and try and shoot someone on the ground. It really does change the dynamic of the gameplay, and I really like the sandstorm thing that happens, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with other maps in the game when the full game comes out. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So the dynamic aspect of the game, where the whole environment changes halfway through, is still there, and it's a welcome addition to the game, because I absolutely love things like that in games. So yeah, that was Battlefield Hardline, and it's nothing too special. There's not that much changed. If you look at it from an external point of view, it's basically Battlefield 4 reskinned into a cops and robbers game. It's not a major complaint, it's only a minor one, because you would expect a little bit of innovation to get put in there, and I suppose it's innovated to somewhat of a small degree, but nothing too much has changed.